We've created this tutorial video to help you understand the pull up on the right manoeuvre. We'll start with showing you the manoeuvre in full, and then we'll break down the little bits of it that you might find tricky. Okay, so we're going to centre mirror, right signal. We're always going to signal because we're going onto the wrong side of the road. We're going to do a chin to shoulder check as well to make sure it's definitely safe to move across, making sure our signal stays on until we've come to a stop. We're not going to get too close to this parked vehicle, leaving tyres and tarmac is a good amount of space. Once we've stopped, cancel the signal, handbrake reverse. We're now going to do POM to go backwards. We're going to do our observations in reverse because we're going to be looking mostly over our left shoulder. Now because we've stopped straight, we should better just go back in a dead straight line, just constantly looking around everywhere, every half a car length or so, just having a good look all the way around. Once we've stopped, handbrake neutral, into first gear. We're now going to do POM to pull away, doing our observations in reverse so we end up looking over our left shoulder mostly. Now the biggest danger is in front of us because we can't see past this parked car. We're going to signal every time because we're pulling away from the wrong side of the road. We're now doing very slow peeping and creeping until we've got a good view past this car, but also being aware of what's behind us the whole time as well. Once we've pulled away, new road, new mirrors, and we're done. Let's go over a few things that may happen whilst you're trying to do this manoeuvre. When pulling over on the right, if we need to wait for an oncoming vehicle, we want to stop 5 to 6 car lengths away from the position we want to stop in. That gives us plenty of time to get over and then get the car straight before we stop. When pulling over on the right, it's a good idea to stop about a drain's width from the curb. As we're going to be reversing back about 2 car lengths, we're going to give ourselves a little bit of wiggle room. If we find when we've pulled over that we're not quite straight, it's not the end of the world. It's a good idea to make a plan before going backwards about how to fix it. If the back end's facing away from the curb, we'll steer towards it initially and then away from the curb to straighten up. If the back end of the car is facing towards the curb, we'll initially steer away from it and then towards it to straighten up. Remembering when we're going backwards to constantly keep looking all around, at least every half a car length, checking that it's safe all the way around us, but mostly out of this back window, looking for anything that we may need to react to, anything we may need to stop for. Once we finish reversing, we need to remember that we're going to peep and creep out of here because our view's not very good. Remembering to peep and creep very, very slowly so that we can stop if somebody comes along. Once they've passed, remember to have a good look around again before we go and continue in that very, very slow peeping and creeping like we would in any situation that we'd use the peep and creep. Once we've pulled out, new road, new mirrors, making sure it's safe to make progress. Let's quickly go over the common mistakes that sometimes happen with this manoeuvre. The first one being not stopping straight. The main causes for this are either pulling over too fast or not pulling over early enough to give ourselves a chance to get the car straight before we stop. The second mistake is quite often not reversing in a straight line. Remember, if we manage to stop the car straight and we straighten under our wheels, all we need to do is reverse back in a dead straight line to keep that steering wheel straight as we're reversing. The third one is not being careful enough as we pull away. Quite often we need to peep and creep because our view isn't very good. So just remember, like always when we peep and creep, very, very slowly, and being very prepared to stop if we see something whilst we're peeping and creeping. Thanks for watching our video on pulling up on the right. Hopefully you found it helpful. Remember, your instructor will help you with the finer details. If you have any questions, feel free to comment below and we'll reply as soon as we can. Please subscribe to our channel and like our videos. The more we get, the more we can make. Thank you.